The Bible is for me. Getting ready for a podcast with Tim and Anthony. The Bible is money.
We didn't even start.
G.J. Devos.
And we didn't talk about this. There is a... it's got to be... I can only attribute it to being a Florida thing, and we've had several Florida things happen here lately.
Yeah.
But there's a woman who, outside of my daughter's school...
Okay.
...has a tent set up every afternoon, and she, sells homemade cookies.
Oh.
No, it's weird. It's like outside in her grass. She just puts up a little pop-up tent.
Nothing weird about an adult trying to talk kids into their yard with the promise of treats.
There it is.
Nothing weird about it. Nothing.
And it's not like a business. It's just weird.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't like that across from a school. No. I can tell you that.
And there's the other kind of off, not kind of off. I just don't want to say the word crazy, which is what I would do if I weren't so enlightened.
You're very enlightened.
She's a little off.
Mental health positive, and I want to shout you out for that.
Thank you. She has all of the religious paraphernalia. It's up on
Clearwater Largo. Yeah. She's got all the. She's always on the side.
And it's all the pinwheels the Jesus plaques and the candles, and she's just standing out there with American flags, and she's out there every day. And I feel less concerned about her than I do the woman selling cookies.
Okay, let's bring up three, because we got the cookie lady, we have that lady, who my biggest problem is messaging. I'm just like, what are we here for? What?
The cookie lady or the other lady?
The other lady.
Yeah.
There's too much going on.
No.
I'm like, I
think she's just so excited about life.
I think she's just happy, I guess.
I don't know if she sells
Which
stuff.
brings me to my third person, which is the Rollerblader by Village Inn.
Oh.
Have you seen the Rollerblader?
I don't go by
Just
Village
kind
Inn.
of-
That's not my Publix.
He did. Oh, yeah. He just kind of interpretive dance rollerblades on it's
great.
the intersections. And it's just very vibey and flowy. And he's got no sign up. He's got no tips that he takes. He just goes out there and vibes.
I guess my big concern would be that he's on rollerblades and not roller skates.
And he's got blades.
Skates seems like the appropriate method for dancing, jiving.
I have honked at him a couple times.
Yeah.
And it is legitimately like he forgets there's a road back there. And he's like... surely you knew, right? We were watching.
I got wheels.
He doesn't.
I'm on the right of way. I can go as fast as these guys. I have just as much right to be here as any car.
I'm like, what a way to spend a day. This is fantastic. Part of me is jealous of him in the way he's embracing and living his life. I gotta start doing more stuff for myself.
Yeah, that's why
life is just passing me by.
Yeah.
The minutes feel like hours.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the podcast. If you have someone who camps out or has a business on a sidewalk near you, let us know what's going on there. This is what's happening in Florida.
We'll go investigate.
This is what's happening in Central Florida. Anyway, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for the third time. Welcome to the podcast.
I'm Anthony. This is the Bible's Funny Podcast. Little segment we like to call Cheat Day Devos, where we go through the Bible. Today we finish a Bible book.
Yeah, we do.
Drum roll, please. Numbers. There was a really because we're done. It's like our fifth or sixth episode.
We're not done yet.
Book of Numbers. I'm just saying, I don't know why I did a drum roll like it was a reveal. Numbers is the book we've been going through. We take a couple chapters at a time. We have reviewed them together. Now we're going to talk about them. Okay? We're going to talk about the highlights, stuff that jumped out at us.
You almost said consume and discuss. You were so close.
It all is kind of like that.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, that's Numbers. Before we start, I'd like to say...
welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast. That's Tim. I'm Anthony.
4 times.
We're not experts. We don't have any sort of advanced degree in Bible studying.
Just a regular degree.
We have we have the degree that the human body is supposed to be. 98.7.
98.6.
I run a little hotter. So yeah, that's kind of the shtick here. We go through the Bible, we talk about it, and we don't really know what we're talking about. So thanks for being here, because that means a lot.
Yeah. But we do the work so you don't really have to.
We do the work.
And specifically in Numbers, you're going to thank us for this. There's a lot of stuff.
Numbers is work.
It's a lot.
Numbers
it's a lot.
Putting in work.
And now, like, if you've been following, we had been doing 2 chapters at a time.
Yeah.
Which was like, okay, it's a moderate amount of reading. It's more than I usually do. But then now we're doing like 5 chapters at a time.
Right.
We still do the same amount of podcasts, so you're getting the same content. We have to do like 5 times the amount of reading, and it's a lot.
I have tricked you into thinking that these decisions were made for content, but really I've just been teaching you to read more and really like pushing when I think it's time to push. That's how we got here today.
Wow.
That's the big reveal.
It's clever.
So today we're doing Numbers 29 through 36. If you started a Bible through the year reading plan at the beginning of the year, you're probably much further along. If you stuck with it. If you didn't stick with it, you're probably right with us. Not that I've ever done that. November. Numbers 29. You want to do a little intro? Anything we need to?
Yeah. So if you've paid attention, Numbers is a lot. There's a lot of it's taxonomy. It's numbers. It's numbers. Names of people and places and records of how many of those things were at what location and what they did there and how we did certain things and offerings, and it's similar to the end of Exodus. But yeah, Numbers 29. It starts off with some more burnt offering instructions.
Pretty procedural.
Yeah.
Can I use that word?
Yeah.
It's like
that's a great word.
This is what you should do, and so that's what you're into pretty much every.
And you said you're not an expert. Procedural. It's a big word.
Yeah.
So starting off on the first day of the 7th month, gather in holy worship and do no regular work. This is your day of trumpet blasts.
Yeah, I really like that. I think I noted the way that the NIV said it in verse 1. This is the second part of that verse. It is a day for you to sound the trumpets.
Yeah. And I'm reading out of the Message. So Day of Trumpet Blast is almost like it's like a holiday. They've got it capitalized here. And so I don't think I want to celebrate that holiday. I think
it feels pretty niche.
I think I call in sick on that holiday, just like I do with like Jazz Music Week. Okay.
So on Trumpet Day, by calling in sick to Trumpet Holiday, you go to work.
I go to work.
You go
like in the fields. I'm out of town.
I can't celebrate today. I'm really sorry.
Go somewhere.
I have to work.
How obnoxious do you think that has to be? And some people are like taking it totally literally.
Exactly.
And I'm going to blast trumpet all day. I'm not going to stop.
And what I thought was like, and some people are if you're a trumpet player, you're like, Super Bowl's coming up.
Yeah.
And you're rolling in. Hey, 8 more days till Trumpet Day. You guys, I mean, I'm not counting or anything.
Yeah. Have you known trumpet people?
They're trumpeting trumpeters. Yeah. They really peaked. There was like a cool era, right? Maybe in like the 50s, I want to say.
Oh, I was going to say,
cool old pictures where you're like, this was a cool thing at one point.
Yeah.
Kind of like being a knight. Like, there was a time that was sick.
And now they're letting everybody.
And now, if you're doing it, you probably shouldn't be doing it anymore.
But you can be knighted without being a knight.
Right, but if you're doing, there was a time where when you were decked out in head to toe chainmail, everybody's like, oh, respect for this guy. And it's like, and playing the trumpet is similar. It's one of those things where if we're still doing it, I don't know.
That's a great point.
I don't know if we should still be doing it.
Verse 12 says, gather in holy worship. We move on to what is the ritual, what's happening here. Yeah. Gather in holy worship on the 15th day of the 7th month. Do no regular work. Celebrate a festival to God for 7 days. Bring a whole burnt offering, a fire gift of pleasing fragrance to God. 13 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 yearling lambs, male lambs, all healthy.
Yeah.
So that's like, this is again the procedural stuff.
They got to give them like a COVID test before they get it there.
I mean, if I'm an animal though, if I'm one of these guys, I catch what's going on because it's been happening now for years. And like time comes around and you're like,
my paw.
But you also can't take it too far. If you're like, you're kind of calling in sick, like I'm not healthy, and they're like, oh no, but I'm not contagious.
It's a sprain.
Yeah, I'm not. It's not life threatening. I think I'll be over. I'm just not 100% now. I don't think I'm like sacrifice worthy today. But don't worry, I'm not like going to spread this to the rest of the livestock. I'm good. I'll be fine.
It's definitely a 48, 72 hour thing.
Right.
It's not worse than that.
But I mean, by the 15th day, maybe be like 2 weeks. Maybe give me like 2 weeks. I'll be right back on all four paws. I'll be good.
You got a sheep eating grass and looks up and sees the trumpet player strut by and goes like, oh, this is the time. Sends the signal to all the sheep.
It continues on the second day, 12 young bulls, 2 rams, and 14 yearly lambs, all healthy. And then yada, yada, says the same thing. Yeah. On the third day, 11 young bulls, etc. We're descending in order to kill the bulls, but the 2 rams and 14 lambs every time. And then we go down to verse 35 where it just stops at day 8. And then we just skip to 1 bull in case anybody cares. For some reason, we just get cut to the chase, but we don't go all the way down to just 0 bulls.
Oh yeah, right. I see what you're saying.
We're like 14, 13, 12, 11, 1.
And then the last day there's 1.
Anyway, whatever. If anybody cares about that or has any insight as to why that happened.
I noted, speaking about the number of animals, during this festival from start to finish, 105 male lambs are killed, which I realize that I'm a man born in the era I was born. But if we're going to celebrate and we're going to get together, 105 lambs being killed over the course of 8 days?
Right.
That's a lot.
Now,
That's I know we're doing no regular work, but someone's doing a lot of work to kill a lot of lambs.
A lot of slaughtering, probably a lot of cleanup.
There's a lot of mess and smell.
Maybe that's irregular work at this point. It's not regular work.
I sure hope so. Well, if somebody is mass murdering lambs at that clip.
But it's like if you work at like a normal job 9 to 5 and you have your regular work, but then there's like an event.
Yeah.
And it's all hands on deck, and you're like, well, don't do regular work. But you're going to do a heck of a lot more work with this event that's happening.
Also, just you saying that made me think if your like side thing was slaughtering animals, I wonder if there's a bigger red flag side hustle, and then I slaughter animals on the side. That's what I do.
But the regular animal slaughterers couldn't do that because that would be their regular work.
Yeah,
they don't
do that at home.
Yeah, you got to call in
vegetarians
the reliever.
They do the slaughtering all day. Then they get home. It's gross.
It makes sense.
I mean, all plants.
It makes sense.
I bet you there's a number of people involved.
Do you think they chose? Do you think they would choose and be like, I don't really want to do this anymore? But they had to. What else are you gonna do?
To be the animal killer?
No, to be a vegetarian. You think that was a choice back then?
Yeah, I don't know. That's actually a weird, maybe old man thing that interests me some is it's so embarrassing to even say out loud, just the diet of back then, because you just think about how things are impacted by access to clean water and things like that, and how their diet was not the same.
You're right. That is an old man thing.
It's really dumb. It's not interesting for the listeners.
Not at all. So that's why I'm going to move on to numbers 30.
Yeah, probably some
vows. This is fun. We got some interesting stuff happening here.
Oh wait, you moved to chapter 30.
I did.
Okay, wait.
Yeah, because we're trying to get around your hot take on diet.
What did they eat for breakfast? God bless. Because there was no cereal.
Who cares? Avocado toast, obviously. Chapter 30 is titled Vows. Moses spoke to verse 1. Moses spoke to the heads of the tribes of people of Israel. This is what God commands. When a man makes a vow to God or binds himself by an oath to do something, he must not break his word. He must do exactly what he has said. When a woman makes a vow to God and binds herself by a pledge as a young girl still living in her father's house, and her father hears of her vow or pledge but says nothing to her, then she has to make good on all her vows and pledges.
Yeah.
But if her father holds her back, when he hears of what she has done, none of her vows and pledges are valid. God will release her since her father held her back. And basically the same thing happens if she marries someone. If she like makes a vow and then marries someone, the husband can go, no, you didn't.
Right.
No, that doesn't count.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's what this is about.
Yeah. So we sum it up.
My thought on this is, I wonder if. Okay, just twofold here. One, I think this is a good premise for a romantic comedy, what I'm about to say. And two, I wonder if it ever happened. Little insight. Vows here, and I think that translation was actually pretty good as I looked it up, is like a vow. It's not like you told your neighbor you'd watch their dog. It's like something to God. So it's like a person to God vow, right?
You'd watch God's dog.
You watch God's dog. And so I was thinking, if you have a woman... So right, you're making a vow to God to like the temple service. So if you have a woman who like volunteered at VBS and then really doesn't want to do it, so she gets married to be like, I will marry you, but you have to cancel the vow I made. That's the deal. And then here's where the romantic comedy comes in, because it's a transactional relationship at first. Mm-hmm. But then they get to know each other, and they're pretending that they love each other, around their friends and family. But then they kiss, and he's
volunteering at VBS, and then, but she wants to get out of it.
She's trying to get out of it.
But then she falls in love with him, and ends up not wanting to get out of it.
She doesn't want to get out of it.
She already broke the vow,
but then they have
to have kids together, so the kids have to be in VBS. That's so she can go.
They go to VBS and they kill 100 lambs.
Don't steal our idea.
They kill all the lambs for the children.
I just want the wife to, or like, the fiance to go to the husband and be like, I've made a huge mistake.
Yeah.
I just help.
I need you to get me out of this one.
Verse 9 says, any vow or obligation taken by a widow or a divorced woman will be binding on her.
Yeah. Stuck
with that.
Auto stamped.
Sorry. These are vows made to God, by the way. So anyway, it's funny.
The way it reads is kind of funny because it, like, we're spinning it a little bit, but not like not much. Like, it kind of reads as like, you gotcha. Like, you made a vow, it's stuck. Dad didn't say anything.
I wonder what the time period is. Like, how long, what's the statute of limitations where, like, the vow sticks? We got married. Husband didn't say anything for 72 hours.
Also, if you could develop this kind of relationship, I feel like if I'm married to a man in this scenario, if I'm the woman married to the man, I'm just vowing left, right, and center. Like, you know what I mean? You get the chance to be like, yeah, I'll be there Sunday. I'll do all that stuff. But my husband won't let me again.
But what if he wants you out of the house to go help with those things?
You have to really trust. That he's gonna bail you out. But that's the potential. I also wondered if at some point there's a bit of intervention here on behalf of the husband, where you say like, where your wife's like, I'm gonna bring the macaroni and cheese to the potluck because my mac and cheese is so good. And everybody has to turn to the husband and go like, you, if this is not good, you are the one that can protect us here. Mm-hmm. If she's is this a good dish for her? Mm-hmm. Because you've been maybe making peace at home, and that's understandable, but it's about to get out of the home. Mm-hmm. And I need you to step up if that's needed.
And this is my point. I realize this is like totally sexist and awful. The whole setup is kind of like, she can't make decisions on her own because she's a woman. But that's a lot of pressure on the dude to be like, well, I gotta like not only make my own vows, but if my wife makes a vow, I gotta figure out if it's actually a good one or not.
Yeah.
Or if it's worth it. It would be really convenient if this works for credit card debt. Like when you get married.
Right.
And his husband's like, nope. I disavow any debt that she has.
This is the stuff I love.
She vowed to pay that credit card company back.
The sentiment and execute on it.
Sorry, American Express. I say no to that vow to pay you back.
Like for me, a way we've developed this in the home is I put on an outfit. And if my wife says nothing, I leave the house. But if she says something, I'm not leaving the house in the outfit. So there is that onus on like, we need to be trusting each other's strengths and going like, hey, you're my person here. Should I be doing this? You're the person who needs to stop me if this outfit is really bad, or if I look really gross right now.
Yeah.
I think that's a way to like
approximate it now.
Take that sort of
Yeah. Well, the chapter ends with these. It just says, these are the rules that God gave Moses regarding conduct between a man and his wife and between a father and his young daughter who's still living at home.
Yeah.
I like that they had rules for everything. It's great. If it's me in that situation, especially with my daughter, I'm more than likely going to make her have to just deal with the thing she promised to do.
Right.
But it would be really helpful for when she's like, telling all her friends at school that she's gonna have a karaoke party at our house after, like, at the end of school. I'm like, no, we're not. Nope. No, we're not. None of that.
Yeah, I did
That's
that.
not happening.
I did that to my mom, actually.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, oversold a huge party. And there was just no chance any of it was going to be real. And she broke my vow.
It's biblical. Numbers 31. We move on. The Midianite War. Starts off, God spoke to Moses. Again, most chapters start off with God speaking to Moses.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what the writer says. God spoke to Moses, avenge the people of Israel on the Midianites. Afterward, you will go to be with your dead ancestors. Talking to Moses. Right. Moses addressed the people, recruit men for a campaign against Midian to exact God's revenge on Midian.
I like I wonder if there's a like an omitted beat there of like, after this you're gonna go spend some time with family, Moses. Oh, that's cool. Your dead ones.
The dead ancestors.
The dead ones. Mm-hmm. Well, how am I gonna see?
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
you're gonna kill me. I mean, this whole thing, I think, like, Moses gets this message and then it's like, all right, well, I got to go tell them to, like, get ready for war and gather all the men. Take your time. You guys, just find the right. I want you to find the right fit for the people who should be
redo the flags before we go.
Maybe. I mean, they're pretty old. They're tattered. Have we thought about rebuilding the tabernacle? I mean, what's war? What's it good for anyway?
Oh, that's so good. Just completely dragging his feet. Did we get everyone's name?
We should do another census.
Why don't we do the name? We don't know each other.
Okay, well, I'll go around the room. All right. Japheth, Jackrabbit. Okay. All right. I'm Moses, Monkey. Okay. Now you do. Okay, we only got like 1,000 more people to go.
We're gonna do first name. We're gonna do your favorite band growing up. Okay, and then something you've never told anyone.
And then something that's a lie. That's not real.
And we go back to the beginning. We're going to see who remembers all of it.
Okay. Let's take like a 10-minute break.
It's just lunch now. Gosh, that's funny.
Verse 5, Moses sent them off to war, 1,000 from each tribe, and also Phinehas, son of Eleazar, who went as priest to the army.
Brother of Billie Eilish.
Eleazar, who went as priest to the army, he was in charge of holy vessels and the signaling bugles. And I can't imagine you come home from war and tell your kids that was your job. What'd you do at army, Dad? Well, bugles. But you know how all the bugles kind of go around and like you're trumpet day. I mean, you're a big fan. Everybody's fan of trumpet day. Well, these when all it's like the little trumpets, those little skinny ones. Yeah, but I help coordinate those.
Probably a big beef between the bugle and trumpet community. Trumpets are so
loud.
Pick me instrument. Like, oh, I got a big trumpet. Look at me, trumpet. No, a bugle is nimble. You put it in your back pocket.
The bugles don't have the little buttons, right?
You were playing a fife just now, I think.
It's been a while. It's been a minute. I did play the trumpet for about 10 minutes as a kid.
Bugle as far as the chip.
Yeah.
But that's the idea, right? It's like almost like a megaphone.
Yeah, I think it's just a long horn. I don't know. Somebody look it up. You're not going to learn anything here, folks. This is not the point.
I do love the word coordinator.
You're going to get dumber. Yeah.
Coordinator is a tough word. If you get a chance to pick your title, don't do coordinator. Mm-hmm. Like manager sounds good. Director sounds good.
And he's in charge of the holy vessels. So like, the cups, the pots.
Yeah.
That's it.
And lampstands.
I'm so proud of my dad for going off to war, risking his life.
You can just see, at sunrise, everybody's coming back. They're covered in dirt. You got a patch on the eye. Somebody limping. And then bugle guy. Lampstand and a bugle.
Well, he wasn't even playing the bugles as far as I know. He's just in charge of all the bugles.
When somebody cancels, he has to find a replacement.
It's so hard.
That is tough.
With the scheduler. Anyway.
And also polishing is not an easy job. I'm not saying this job was easy. I'm just saying it was embarrassing.
Verse 7 through 12. So they attack Midian. This is
Yes.
like now the armies are together, bugles and all. They attacked Midian just as God had commanded Moses and killed every last man. Among the fallen were Evi, Rechems, and Reba, not McIntyre, different one.
Yeah,
the 5 kings of Midian. They also killed Balaam, son of Beor, with the sword.
Shouts out.
Thanks for blessing us instead of cursing us. But
Shouts out.
Never mind. This is where things get fun and weird. The people of Israel took the Midianite women and children captive and took all their animals and herds as goods and plunder. So like people, all their stuff as plunder. They burned to the ground all the towns in which the Midianites lived and also their tent camps. They looted and plundered everything and everyone, belongings and people and animals. They took it all, captives and spoils and plunder, back to Moses and Eleazar.
Yeah.
Now it says Moses was furious with the army officers. And like at this point I was like, oh, okay, cool. So he's furious probably because like they went way too far with all of this, like the plundering and the killing and the slaughtering, and like guys, come on, you didn't really need to do shocked. That. And so I'm like, God is love and so stuff. Mad. So let's hear why Moses is mad. And Moses says, "What's this? You've let these women live? They're the ones who, under Balaam's direction, seduced the people of Israel away from God in that mess at Peor, causing the plague that hit God's people. Finish your job. Kill all the boys. Kill every woman who has slept with a man. The younger women are virgins. Who are virgins, you can keep alive for yourselves." Oh, okay. That's a different reason for Moses to be mad, I suppose. They didn't do enough killing.
Furious.
They didn't do enough slaughtering. They didn't do enough taking of, innocent girls for their own. And that's where I misread Moses's emotions there. Mm-hmm. And that's on me. Yeah.
The start of it, Numbers 31, 1 and 2, as far as I can see, is when Moses gets direction from the Lord, which is just to take vengeance. And part of me wonders, like, I was thinking maybe you just like go and just tell them that their choices weren't positive, and I need you guys to know. Maybe pull a prank, maybe pull a fun prank,
a vengeance prank,
to really let them know that you're still.
Yeah,
Moses was like, vengeance.
Yeah, this is where I'm a little skeptical.
I'll show you some vengeance.
Where every chapter starts with, well, God was telling me the other day, like, yeah, sure, I don't like these people, but like I've let them live. I just have
a wonder if there's not. Like
I've got some beef that's hanging on since the last couple of chapters, but that's just me. I'm dealing with it. I'm processing it, and
right.
I'm okay. But then God was telling me that I should slaughter every last one of them and like cut their heads off and take their children and keep them as my wife. It was weird because I was like, God, take it easy.
If there's any room for, someone would be like, God told me to plant a church. And then they do. And then they like embezzle a bunch of money. And then they like cheat on their spouse. And you're like, okay. So maybe at some point, there was a direction, and then at some point you kind of riffed, and I don't know if we could put a God blanket on all of it, but maybe at some point there was something. Mm-hmm. I think maybe then there was a point where you kind of improv'd your guitar solo, and the song got it stalled because that wasn't, you didn't have to do that.
So continuing on. Then here's where we get back into like the numbers part of Numbers. And God says to Moses, he says, I want you and Eleazar the priest and the family leaders in the community to count the captives, people and animals, split the plunder between the soldiers who fought the battle and the rest of the congregation. So, splitting it, taxing it, like who gets what out of this deal. But it's the numbers of this, the sheer volume of things that really got me. It says the rest of the plunder taken by the army, 675,000 sheep, 72,000 cattle, 61,000 donkeys, and 32,000 women who were virgins. And let's be clear, those are probably like young ladies. 32,000 people, like that's just one segment of the population. So imagine if you could like double that and say, oh, well, that's probably 32,000 boys too. Okay, so there's that many boys and girls. There's probably another like 100,000 adults that they probably slaughtered. That sounds fun. But then what that did for me for perspective was killing 150 sheep in a week isn't that big of a deal. It's 675,000 more. That's cool. That's not that bad. It's a drop in the bucket.
Yeah. Can I just confess something a little bit?
Please.
I have a real distrust of numbers. Not the Bible book.
Oh, actual numbers.
Numbers. Especially when we get to big numbers.
Okay.
I'm just kind of like,
no, it's something to hash out.
It's a lot of numbers. Uh-huh. It's a lot. And now we're going back in time. You're telling me they hand counted 600 and something thousand sheep? And we didn't, not once did we look and go, there's not many.
Well, when you get done, I think you put them in a pen and you're like, okay, I know that's 100 sheep and I got that's twice as big. That's got to be 200 sheep. That's 10 times. That's got to be, I'm sure they're doing roundabout numbers, but it's kind of hard to
yeah, and they're usually round, right?
Right. Yeah. But it's not, well, sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. There's times it's a round number, and you're like, well, that worked out, didn't it?
But what are you going to do? You got to eat a sheep. By the time you're done counting the sheep, you've already eaten 3 of them, and then you got 2 more babies over there, and that one just died out in the wilderness. And then a wolf got that one, and then you cloned one.
Making more sheep. By the time I got to 200,000, this family had 2 more sheep.
Yeah, and then I started counting the donkeys, and then we got more sheep after that, and somebody like accidentally killed a goat, and then we got to talk about if it was an accident or if it was a real goat murder and who's at fault. And by the time we get done counting them all, there's like 1,000 there. Yeah. My point is, it's more than like 100. It's not a small number.
And let me just say for the record, this does nothing to me to affect any of my thoughts on the Bible. But for me to just go like, I don't know if there was exactly that.
It sounds like you're questioning the inherent validity and sanctity of the Bible, Anthony.
I also
if it says there were 675,000 sheep, there were exactly 675.
There might have been. I have no reason not to think that either. I also have a question though.
Every reason to not believe that.
I also have a question about this. This is a very violent chapter, but I have a question about like so it turns out you told us to kill all the women that were not virgins, so we asked them, they're all virgins. Some of them were holding a baby, which was wild, but we asked them.
It's my sisters.
We said, we're going to kill you if you're not. And they all said they were. What are we going to do? All the women were saved. Because all we could do was ask. Not one woman died that day. No. It was wild.
Weird.
And what's funny about that story is if
tell me what's funny about that story.
If you flipped it, plenty of guys would die. You'd be like, no, if you're a virgin, we'll keep you alive.
Not me.
Not me.
Nope.
Sorry. Guess I gotta die.
Like, I know.
There's no way I could know. You just have to tell me.
Like, Jethro, I know for a fact that you have never been with a woman. No.
Nuh-uh. Better kill me.
Okay. I will.
Arrested. Job and his wife.
Numbers 32. Moving on.
That was gross.
We went from one violent chapter to, another one. No, sorry, this one isn't as violent. This is called Tribes East of the Jordan, and I think this is kind of wild.
I liked this.
This is a fun one. Yeah, it's very. And it's not Numbers-ish. This is
this was
really,
like a. The other thing about Numbers is cool is like you do get into like the sort of a management section with Moses like managing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like answering like sometimes reasonable questions and like sometimes unreasonable. You know, he's just managing.
And I feel like as this leader, this is clearly the twilight of his leadership.
Sure.
Like he's kind of getting cranky and ornery.
For sure.
You can't reason with him at this point.
Oh my gosh,
and
I love this.
He always has this like God card that he plays, which is probably real fun.
Can I do a little intro for this one? Okay,
yeah.
so this is, I just want to give you the bullet points of Numbers 32. So that what happens is the Reubenites and the Gadites, they kind of like, I believe it's like right after the Midian thing, they get this land. There's like this land. And the Reubenites and the Gadites go to Moses and they're like, hey, we have sheep and animals and stuff, and that's kind of our thing. And there's like good amount of room here. The animals like it. Can we just stay here? Like, what if we just stay here? And this would be our part of the land. There's a lot of us. We got 600,000 sheep. We now got to think about, like, we'll just take this area, and then in the new area, that'll be for the 10 of y'all. And Moses like flips out right away. Like, I don't know if I got a note here. Oh yeah, here we go. Verse 14, this is part of his response. Here you are, a brood of sinners, standing in the place of your fathers and making the Lord even more angry with Israel. If you turn away from following him, he will again leave all this people in the wilderness, and you will be the very cause of their destruction.
Right. Like, what?
So it's like, again, to recap, he's kind of like putting on them this whole like spy situation that happened years and years and years ago of like people saying like, we don't really need to go in the land. And these two are saying, we'll just take this part of the land. Anyway, the reason I read it that way is because after he has this like incredible dramatic response of like blaming them for the whole wandering through the wilderness, essentially, they go back to him. And I was wondering if I pulled the exact quote. They go back to him and they're basically like, oh no, like we'll go help you. We'll fight. We're just asking if we can have this land, if this could be our land. Right.
Well, I don't think that was part of the original plan, but I think when like Grandpa goes off and freaks out, you're like, okay, look, we'll help. We help? We'll help.
Yeah.
We just want to put our stuff down.
Yeah.
That's it.
I just want to put my stuff down.
Just want to put my stuff down first.
That's it.
Yeah. Like it's not unreasonable. It starts off like verse 4 is them going to Moses going, the country that God laid low before the community of Israel is a country just right for livestock.
Yeah.
And we have livestock.
Right.
That's it.
Yes.
It's just the facts.
Right.
It's good for livestock. We have livestock.
It turns out.
And then Moses loses it.
Yeah.
Which is just, that's the old man in him, I think.
Right. And again, not just because Moses is a character in the Bible that's like a hero of the Bible that did a lot of good things. This doesn't mean he never did any bad things. And I think you're free to go like, oh, this was just an overreaction. Like this, I don't think. And when I read the note I made to myself is this just feels like me tired parenting. Like this feels like me, like I'm tired and I'm not really like operating where I want to be. Mm-hmm. So my kid is like it's like, okay, it's time for bed. And then my kid's like, oh, can I pee really quick? And you're like, you just get up, you're gonna turn the light on probably, and then you're gonna splash pee everywhere, and then they're gonna clean it up.
But it wasn't an unreasonable request,
like,
sir.
Or I could just pee. I could sit and pee. I'm just trying to pee. And then you have to go like, oh, yeah, okay.
I liked Moses' reaction, like, when he says, that's exactly what your ancestors did when I sent them from Kadesh Barnea. They went as far as the valley of Eshcol, took one look and quit, and God got angry. Oh, did he get angry? That's the Message translation. A little bit of emphasis added, but there's an exclamation point.
Yeah, the Message translators were having a good time.
Oh, did he get angry?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, it just seemed like Moses sort of trying to kind of living vicariously through his people, like upset at them for something they didn't do wrong, like you said.
Yeah.
And like kind of reliving glory days. He's upset that he's not going to make it to the promised land. And he's like, well, you should want to make it to the promised land because why are you quitting baseball, son? Because your uncle quit baseball and he regretted it. Oh, did he regret it?
He regretted it. Yeah,
like, okay,
that's really good.
We're just hurts people. They're not even asking for more. They're not asking for like a big inheritance. They're like, no, we just want to stay here because we got a lot of sheep, man.
And so what ends up happening is he's like, you're not gonna go. You're just no one's gonna go. You're not gonna go. And they're all like, hey, cool, we're gonna go. We'll go. We'll put the stuff down. We'll leave the kids and the guys you want to fight. We'll go fight, and then everybody will be good. So it definitely, it just, maybe the takeaway there is, just don't be, whatever you're actually worried about, just try to get to that as quickly as possible.
Take a breath. Maybe you just a 1, 2, 3 count.
Sometimes where you're just worried about 100 things and you're like, actually you're worried about the one thing, which is like.
And it has nothing to do with them.
We'll do that. And then you get to the end of it and you're like, you're really worried about what you're going to do for lunch. Mm-hmm. And you get that ironed out and actually.
Yeah, it would have made sense if Moses was just hangry here.
And it could have been. We don't know.
We don't know. And he's afraid to strike a rock to get food because he banished again. One of the lines that got me from Moses, he's talking about like the ancestors or whatever, and he's like, they weren't interested in following me. Their hearts weren't in it. None, except for Caleb, son of Jephunneh, the Kenizzite, and Joshua, son of Nun. They followed me. Their hearts were in it. Like, okay. Thanks, Grandpa.
So can our sheep stay here or not? I also I wonder if you got 10 tribes going like, actually, Moses, like sheep are pretty dirty, bro. Like it would be cool if we kind of kept them outside of the area where everybody else is. Like everybody's just like, this is an okay idea. I think this is an okay idea. If there's like a river and the animals are on one side and the peeps are on the other side, I think we're all cool with this. Moses. Not happy,
right? And like so then they have to be like, okay, we'll do it. Are you? And then eventually Moses calms down and he's like, fine, but if you break your vow, God's gonna kill you. He's gonna be so mad.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. We're just gonna put our sheep here.
I'm putting my helmet on.
Okay. We're gonna go. We just want to. And part of me thinks like these people maybe. Wanted to leave their wives and kids in a safe place so that they didn't have like karma kind of come back to them for what the rest of them just did to the other people they just slaughtered. I don't know.
That's kind of back to Jacob's stuff. I also really liked in this chapter in verses 37 and 38, it says, and the Reubenites rebuilt Heshbon, Elilah, and Kiriathim, as well as Nebo and Baal Meon. And then there is a parenthetical. These names were changed. And I just thought that's funny.
If you're looking for them on a map, you're not gonna find them.
It's funny. This is just one of those historical jokes because at the time of writing and documenting this was probably very relevant. They're like, yeah, there was, whatever the year this is actually like originally penned. They were probably trying to describe something that made sense to the people. And now it's a funny read because it's like, oh, all of the names have changed. You denoted that 2 of them had changed. None of these cities exist anymore.
Map joke.
Map jokes.
Numbers 33.
Wait, I had one more.
Oh,
sorry. I had one more in 32. Jair, verse 41, a descendant of Manasseh, captured their settlements and called them Havoth Jair, which is kind of like, an ode to their name. And then Noba, in verse 22, captured Kenneth and its surrounding settlements and called it Noba. And I just thought, there's just different levels of vanity when you're taking over a city and naming it. Mm-hmm. You're like, I want a clever way to like, it's about Tim. And it's like, it's my name's in there, but it's not primary. And then this one's called Anthony. Mm-hmm. But everyone, well, how will we know if we're talking about you or
won't they be confused?
City? That would be confusing. No.
It's all me.
Your name's Anthony now, too. They're all Anthony.
It's going to be really confusing.
Started a bagel company. It's called Anthony.
Okay. Why don't you take a nap? Maybe it's time for a nap.
Hey, your uncle told me to take a nap one time.
Can I move on to Numbers 33 yet?
Go 33.
All right. We're back. We're kind of going back in time for a second and getting back to the Numbers game, and they just sort of like they are naming all of the numbers and the things and the people who are where and what
places they went.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which you know what that means. It's time for the Bible is punny.
There we go.
The Bible is punny.
We don't have theme music for that, do we?
No,
that's
I just made that song up.
Stolen. Don't.
I'm making it as I go. Bible is punny. I got 3. How many do you have?
I've got as many as you want me. I have 4.
Okay. You go first then.
Okay. All right. I forgot because I wrote these down last night. I forgot how dumb they are, but here we go.
Fire away.
This is from, and I can't tell the verses because the way the message is written,
they group them.
Yeah. It's like, here's verses 6 through 100. The people of Israel left Etham, circled back to Pi Hahiroth, east of Baal Zephon.
Oh, okay.
And camped near Migdal.
Excited about where this is going.
Zephon.
Mm-hmm. What are the chances this involves a French accent?
Well, it's hard to tell. Sound effects. I need a little ring. Bring. Hello? Yes? Yes. Okay, he's here. Hold please. Baal! Baal says, yeah, Dad? Hey, Baal! The phone's for you!
Yes.
Baal's the phone.
Got all of it.
Got it.
That's really good.
Thanks.
Okay. Verse 30. They left Hashmona and camped at Maseroth. I was at the grocery store and they asked if I was paying with card or check. I said, card or check? I'm paying with hash money. That was hash money.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Verse something. I don't know. They left Alush and camped at Rephidim, where there was no water for the people to drink. Rephidim. Husband says, oh man, I was trying to feed the dog his pills and he just threw up. His wife says, okay. Husband, well, I don't know what to do. He's got to eat the pills, but I can't give them to him on an empty stomach. And she says, okay, well, just refeed him.
Got him. Refeed him.
Refeed him.
Well done.
Thanks.
Verse 44. They left Oboth. Didn't do the rest of the verse. That's 44.
That's it.
The other day I was trying to pick between 2 woodwind instruments, but I couldn't decide. So I just went with Oboth. Oboth.
That's the pun on the oboe and both.
Oboth.
Got it.
Yeah, woodwind.
That's good. I don't remember what this one was. Verse something. Left Heradah and camped at Makaloth. Makaloth. Ex-girlfriend says. There's a backstory here. We don't know why they broke up.
The fan fiction that is built every time we do this review.
Ex-girlfriend says, no, I'm not getting back together with you. We are incompatible. And the boyfriend says, come on, things have changed. I'm different. She says, I don't think so. You're still a jerk. You're not very attractive. You never really were. Why would I want to get back together now? What's changed? Boyfriend says, well, for one, I got a promotion at work. She says, so? Well, he says, well, you wouldn't have to worry about money because now I'm a Makaloth. Or Makaloth, money.
The prompt for this segment is take one of these words and make a pun. And I'm like, look through this chapter and make a pun. And you're like, an Irish sailor is born. So much story.
It's gotta fit. Sometimes you need it for the accent.
family in New Zealand.
Okay.
Okay. Verse 19. They left Rithma on their journey. I really should do the whole verse, but it's coming from verse 19. The people of Rithma, I looked this up, they actually hated doing math. So now if your body starts to act up when you go to solve equations, they call it arithmetic.
Mm-hmm. Got him. I almost did that one, but I couldn't. It was more about like I was focusing on the ticks of like bugs, ticks, and I couldn't figure it out. But I'm glad you got it. That's good.
It's right. June in the woods of South Georgia.
Okay, just chill. Okay. It's not your backstory.
I'm writing your tick story.
All right, verse something again.
Okay.
They left Bnei Jacan and camped at Hor Hagidgad.
Yeah.
Hagidgad. Okay, now this is period appropriate. So this is like back.
Okay.
This would have been in Moses' time.
Oh, okay.
So we're not moving to modern day and not changing to a French accent. So just chill.
Okay.
Aaron says, "This is Moses' brother. What are we gonna get the Egyptians with today, Moses? More plagues, I hope." And Moses says, "Watch this." He waves his staff, and then Aaron says, "Ha! Good God, that's a lot of frogs." Ha! Good God.
Oh, that's good. Man.
This segment might be the only reason I do this podcast
it's really good.
anymore.
Oh, so that's a lot of what's going on in Numbers 33.
That's what's happened.
It's a fun way to pass the time.
That was only 33? I think it was 30.
Oh, it was 33 and 34.
Okay.
There's a lot of just like recounting what had happened up to now in their journey.
Yeah. All right. So, it's going through 34. We're now to moving 35. Yeah?
Yeah, we're on 35, and I feel like we're long already, but I loved 30. I love 35. This is a place that lives in my heart.
Well, then tell me more. These are the cities for Levites and asylum cities.
Yeah, cities for Levites. So they're assigning, they're kind of breaking down, like when you get to the promised land, who's going to have what and how you're going to like lay it all out. And the idea that gets introduced here, I'll start in verse 9. The Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, when you cross the Jordan into Canaan, select some towns to be your cities of refuge, to which a person who has killed someone accidentally may flee. They will be places of refuge from the avenger, so that anyone accused of murder may not die before they stand trial before the assembly." So what this equates to, and again, I don't know why I'm always writing a situational comedy in my brain, but as a town full of people who have probably intentionally killed somebody, right? If we're being real, it is gotta be more rare that you genuinely accidentally kill someone.
Yeah, I think the same thing, because there's not like a lot of people, there's not like immediate medical attention. People are going to die from uncommon, maybe minor injuries back then, maybe, but also they don't have like modern machinery and things. There's no cars, so you're not gonna like accidentally run somebody over the car and then they die. Like you don't accidentally give somebody dysentery and then they die. Like they just that's not your fault. So like what's happening? More than likely,
people be dying is what you're saying.
Yeah,
which is
because of someone else accidentally.
Right.
So this is like caused by another person. What was the accident? We don't really know.
And this is like I connected you directly to it. You know what I mean? It's not like Mike was with you 2 weeks ago and then he got sick and died. This is like, no, there was an incident. You were picked out by multiple witnesses. So you go to a town to live with other people in this exact scenario. And that's just such a funny premise to me of like, this is a town. There's got to be town functions. You're living in proximity to people, your neighbors, and this is a town full of people who probably meant to kill someone. And then we find out later in this chapter, if you verse 26, if the accused ever goes outside the limits of the city of refuge to which they fled, the avenger of blood finds them outside the city. The avenger of blood may kill the accused without being guilty of murder. So if you accidentally killed somebody, you went through your like trial process and they found that, great, congratulations. You have to stay in the murder city, though. Like, that's your reward. Is like, you get to live, but you got to stay in the murder city.
And it's like adjacent to this area. It's like a perimeter around.
Like, someone probably had a good restaurant there that people were having to travel to. And you're like, you're not going to believe this, but this brunch spot I went to is really good.
That's a good thought. Do you think people who didn't murder people could go to their city and like check out their cool restaurant?
Absolutely. I think you could go in. You just couldn't, like, if you saw the person that killed your relative there, you can't kill him there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't run into him outside of town. You ran into him inside of town. So there's that you got to think about. But I also wonder if they maybe played into it a little bit. And they were like, somebody was like, I'm famous for my blood orange scones. You know?
Blood.
Make it risky. Because what? You don't want to go to this town. It's dangerous. This whole premise is really great. And then they also take the time to go into, like, what does this look like? Verse 16, if anyone strikes someone a fatal blow with an iron object, that person is a murderer and should be put to death. If anyone is holding a stone and strikes someone a fatal blow with it, that person's a murderer and should be put to death. If anyone's holding a wooden object, strikes someone a fatal blow with it, that person is a murderer and the murderer is to be put to death. If anyone with malice aforethought shoves another or throws something at them intentionally so that they die, or if out of enmity one person hits another with their fist so they die, that person's got to be put to death because that person's a murderer.
Verse 22, if, however, he impulsively pushes someone and there's no history of hard feelings, or he impetuously picks up something and throws it, or he accidentally drops a stone, tool, a maul or hammer, say, and it hits and kills someone he didn't even know was there, like throwing my hammer up in the air, and there's no suspicion there was bad blood between them, the community is to judge between the killer and the avenger following these guidelines. It's such a fun read. Like, just read through these rules.
It's great, and it's great because you just have to be filled with, like, how did we get here?
Right.
How did we get here?
There was enough of this happening accidentally.
Yeah, that it had to be written down.
Can't prove it.
And it's like, again, like, when you talk about throwing something or punching someone in a result of death.
I accidentally dropped my hammer on your forehead. Weird.
Right.
My bad.
Or, like, I guess if I push someone and a bull happens to be charging, and it's like, oh, in fairness, how could I have known the bull was going to be charging? That's not me. The push on me. The death part of it. But it's basically just the difference between murder and manslaughter. That's spelled out here. And I just think, it's so filled with, like, what is going on in this community? How often is this happening? We have multiple cities dedicated to this that, like, they are full of people involved in murder or manslaughter cases that are either ongoing or they were found innocent. Well, guilty of manslaughter.
The chapter ends with verse 33. Don't pollute the land in which you live. Murder pollutes the land. The land can't be cleaned up of the blood of murder except through the blood of the murderer. And that to me seemed a little bit counterintuitive because you can't really clean up blood with more blood. If there's a lot of dead people, you can't really clean up dead people.
Right.
With a loofah of dead people.
No, I mean, I think it's one of those, like, multiplying a negative, you know? It's like the only way to get it, the only way to fix the murders with more murders. You just got to make sure you end on an even number of murders.
Oh, that's a good point.
Which is tough to track.
When one was an accident and one was...
You keep a board.
Verse 34 finishes and says, don't desecrate the land in which you live. I live here too. I, God, this is God talking, live in the same neighborhood with the people of Israel. That's the Message translation.
I actually do really like
I live in the same hood.
Part about this part of the Bible.
Yeah.
If I'm being real.
Thanks for being real. Thanks for stopping being polite.
I like that. There's a couple of times in the first couple of books that God's like, it matters how you operate when I'm around. So don't think it's just the temple stuff. Numbers 36. I only had one note.
Go for it, because it wasn't that exciting.
There's not much going on here. This is a procedural chapter based on a wrinkle that happened in the goings-on of Israel, where there was a family inheritance inherited by women. So there was some confusion. Well, if those women eventually marry what happens to the land. So they kind of zoom in on it, talk their way through it. The funny part to me was in verse 10. So essentially, what it comes to where we land is the women are the like the matriarchs of their tribe of Israel, and so they're like, that tribe was allotted land. If those women marry, we can't have that land go to a different tribe. And they were all in the weeds on that.
Right.
What's funny is Moses is like, okay, cool. So I just need you guys to like keep it in the tribe then. Like I need it to kind of be in the tribe, which leads us to this great run of verses in verse 10 and 11. So Zelophehad's daughters did as the Lord commanded Moses. Zelophehad's daughters, Mahlah, Tirzah, Hoglah, Milcah, and Noah married their cousins.
As God commanded.
It's just a funny way to like, it's very, when you read this chapter, you're like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I don't know where we ended. That's tough for them. But it made sense to that point. Mm-hmm. I get how you got there. I think it's one of those problem solving things where you get there and we've all had this. You're like, and then you're like, we do this, and then we do this. That makes sense. And then we move to Arizona.
Yeah, that's when you erase the whiteboard and go, we got to start back over.
It made sense, but when it ends and everybody has to move to Arizona
and marry their cousin,
we got to go back. We got to go back.
Rehash this one out.
One part of the equation was off.
Let's map out other possible solutions.
They did what Moses said and they married their cousins.
That's it.
That's numbers, guys. We did every number.
There's a lot of them.
So many numbers.
Wow. And next, do you want to Deuteron you? Or do you want to Deuteronomy me?
I don't like either option when you put it that way. But we are doing Deuteronomy next.
That sounds gross.
If you listen to all these podcasts, you just went through the whole book of Numbers. And a lot of people can't say that. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say, hot take,
less than 0.5% of all people who call themselves Christian.
Exactly where I was going. Have read the book of Numbers. I'm going to say it's like, I was going to say less than 50%, but I feel like it's way less.
No. Less than half of the people that call themselves Christian are like
10% have ever read the book of Numbers.
Yeah. I mean, I know the looseness in which we, as Americans, use that term.
Claim that term.
I think it's much, much smaller. So welcome to the elite club.
You, listener, are in an elite club because you basically read it. The important stuff, anyway. And you didn't read it. We talked about it. Maybe you read it on your own. I assume all of you are.
I think they did.
I assume you guys have the podcast. You have your Bible open. You're highlighting stuff the whole time we're talking.
Dork. Got him.
And I think the big takeaway from today, we should all do as Moses said.
Marry our cousins.
Again, I can't stress enough how much this part of the Bible, we've talked about this before, where people will sort of pull a bit from this part of the Bible. And I just think you're gonna sound a lot more intellectually sound if you are like, well, contextually, we were advising people to marry their cousins at that point.
Yeah.
So just remember that when we take this part. And there's a lot of good stuff in here too, but just remember that they were dealing with the stuff they were dealing with as well. Yeah.
So when you want to use the wrath of God of Exodus and Leviticus and Numbers as justification to be mean to people, you have to marry your cousin.
Contextual.
You have to. It's the only option, and you have to put blood on everything around you.
You killed one male sheep in years.
Nope.
Yeah.
Go slaughter some sheep and then get back to me about.
We did it.
The importance of.
We did.
Taking this stuff literally.
We did the book of Numbers.
We did it.
We're going to do Deuteronomy next.
Thanks, everybody.
We're going to do it with you. We're going to do it together here on Cheat Day Devos. Thanks for being here. Thanks for following along on this journey. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok at The Bible is Funny. You can get The Bible is Funny card game and podcast hats.
Oh, yeah. So let me leave the sunglasses podcast on the whole time.
You can get those at the link in the show notes. And we'll be back here really soon, and we'll start Deuteronomy here on Cheat Day Devos. We'll talk to you then. Okay, love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.